So guys, first thing we need to create a fire point. Okay, so first we're going to tank green and create empty game object and make the y minus 0.6, so it's come to current place 0.6 here. Okay, next thing I wanted to make a z to 180 degree. It's going to rotate y axis, look at current position. We're going to look at this position. Okay, and we're going to rename this thing by fire point. Okay, now it's done. And we use the tank green add component, add with a new script name attack. It's going to responsible attack shooting projectiles, giving damage to enemies, and accept that. Then just create an add. It's going to create a new script. Just open up in Visual Studio. After opening Visual Studio, so we want to shoot with button. So I'm going to add a new line up here that is using Unity standard assets dot cross platform inputs. Okay, it's going to, so it's actually going to for our Android devices. It's very important, and it's then we down here, sorry, up here we're going to create public transform fire point, and then we're going to create public game object name projectiles. So down here in white update, we're going to give a condition if our players touch the button or not. So for this, I'm going to type cross platform manager is equivalent to the input. It's going to come with input, but this line going to support on multiple platforms. Okay, there's a name such as cross platform. So then type get button down. Okay, and then we just give the fire one. It's going to assign to left mouse button, but in mobile we just use button, so it does not matter too much. Okay? We just hit condition. Now if our player touches the button, we are going to call the method called shoot. We get down here white shoot. So when we shoot, we're going to instantiate a projectile. It's making a clone of a main projectile. So we type use instance. We type instantiate create a clone of the game objects. But one thing is take the actually prefab component. Just only get a clones of prefabs. Okay. So we just look styles and comma is asking for where to clone, where we need to create a clone. So we need to create a clone at fire point dot position and also fire point dot rotation. And we also need to store this. We do this game object also in something. So we get game object and name clone. We're going to store this thing into local variable clone. And I think it's going to work, but we need also okay, first I'm going to assign this fire point here, and also I'm going to create projectiles. So I'm going to look at store png and just find the bullet prefab. So I think this one is look good, so I'm going to drag and drop here. Okay. I'm going to add the polygon player 2D widget body 2D and increase the mask by something 10 and make the level scale to 0. Okay, and this thing, and I'm going to rename by projectile. Okay. Then just drag and drop here, and this is going to create a prefab here, and just delete this here from and choose fire point and just drag and drop this style into this. And next thing, we need to create a button for shooting this. So we just right click here, UI, and just choose the button. Okay. Just going to get the button here, and here some source image. Like here is a bunch of image here, but I need a button that really look like a fire shoot button. Okay, so just open up and open any photo editor, or you can also open a MS Paint, but I have a paint.net. So here I want to create a button. So just create a new layer here, then go to circle 1, and I'm going to do the circle. Okay, and just then drag and drop into the source image. Now create and just set native size. Now I'll also going to delete this text button. It's too much big. It's not look good. And make its anchor to something here, or and just drag. And I'm going to rename this thing by shoot. Okay, shoot button, and everything perfectly. Next time I'm going to add a component called button handler, and here I'm going to type fire 1, and then you just on click and just click the plus sign and drag and drop the button handler, and just choose button handler and go first set down state and create one more thing, drag and drop this button again and set up state. Okay, now it should be work. Now we plus sign here, and if we click this thing and then if we click, it's going to shoot the projectiles. So it's going to shooting the players in the direction which is facing. Now let's add some force to our projectiles. So let's open up the text paper again. Then down here, type rigid body 2D RB, this is the local variable. Then it's going to find clone dot get component is going to find component or which of then type rigid body 2D into then just RB dot add force. Then is asking for in which direction we need to add the force, so we're going to type fire point dot up and multiply by some kind of values. So here we type public float, this float value, and then projectile speed. Then down here we multiply this by projectile speed, and then also multiply by 1000 f multiply by time dot delta time, and this comma and put force mode 2D dot impulse is going to add the instance force. Now we're going to save the script and make sure your projectile have rigid body 2D component and a collider, and also mobile input enabled. Now we make projectile speed by 10. Now if we play the game, it's going to shoot projectiles. Now we need to destroy them if our projectile hits something or just a second. Now just select the projectile, add component, we're going to take this component, new script, projectile script, and create an add. And then I'm going to open up in Visual Studio, delete both of them, and create a new function called void on collision into 2D, and give a condition if the code collision dot collider dot compare tag is going to compare the tag, and here we need to give tag. So let's give this have a enemy, and then create a curly brackets. So if we collide with enemy tag, so it's going to destroy, have destroy, and here we're going to give some which object we need to destroy. So in this case we're going to type this game object and give the time. So here we don't need to give any kind, we want to destroy this game object instantly. But then also we're going to add else condition. If our does not collide with, so is when our bullet does not collide with anything, we're going to destroy it after some time. In this game we give 4 and save this game. Now I'm going to just kindness store and go to the PNG. I'm going to drag and drop this red tank here, Arduino, and make its position 2 on y-axis, 7 on y-axis, and going to give the tag enemy. So add tag, hit the plus sign and type an enemy, and just save, move to tank red and assign this value, and make sure it have collider. Now if we play and going to shoot this guy, our projectile going to destroy instantly. But if we shoot in another direction, and it's going to destroy our projectile after 4 seconds. Okay, it's now working. So that's it for this video. In the next video we're going to add some class and fire it. Because we had fire it because we as we press the left mouse button, it's going to shoot fast as we can press the button. And so we wanted to describe the intervals of time. Okay, and also we're going to add some explosions, like when bullet collide with something, so it's going to explode like that something.